P.6, Day 3, we're still talking about rational expressions. So our objective for this part of the lesson is just to simplify complex rational expressions. So complex rational expressions, also called complex fractions, have numerators and denominators that contain one or more rational expressions. A complex fraction must be simplified so that neither the numerator nor the denominator contains any rational expressions. So basically what they're saying is that a complex rational expression is a fraction with fractions inside of it. All right, so just remember though, if I was going to try to solve this equation, I know it's not a fraction, just bear with me here. How would we get rid of, if we wanted to solve for x, what would we do? We would divide by 2 because this is 2 times x, and we would get our answer. If I had x plus 4 equals 7, and I wanted to solve for x, we would subtract 4 because we're going to do the opposite, and it said plus 4 to get our answer. If I had x minus 5 equals 10, again, it's a minus 5, so we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to add 5 to get our answer. All right, so what if I had 1/3 x equals 7? Well, if I want to get rid of the fraction, or better yet, just the denominator, I can multiply, because this is 1 divided by 3, I can multiply by 3 to get rid of it. And so we would have got x equals 21. So the whole point there is, if we want to get rid of the fraction, we can multiply by its denominator because the fraction line is saying it's being divided by whatever's on bottom. And to get rid of something, we always do the opposite. All right, so let's look at this complex rational expression here. Now, we're going to work through this slowly. We're going to get rid of one thing at a time, okay? You can do more than one at a time, but sometimes it's easier just to go one at a time. So first thing I notice is I have this fraction here. And I don't like fractions within fractions, so I need to get rid of it. If I didn't have this x plus 7, we'd be okay. It wouldn't be a fraction. But we do, so we need to get rid of that x plus 7. So that's 1 divided by x plus 7. So to get rid of it, we're going to multiply. And so we're actually going to multiply every single term that this fraction has. All right, so when we do this, these that we did are like on top, so they're over 1. So I have an x plus 7 on top and bottom, so they cancel. So I'm just left with that 1 right there. Then we have our minus sign. Right here, I can't cancel anything, so on top I have 1 times the x plus 7, and that's over the x. And then in the denominator, those are just being multiplied, so I just got 7 times x plus 7. But I'm not done yet because I still have a fraction. So now we want to get rid of that other fraction there. So what would I have to multiply this by to get rid of the x on bottom? The x. So we're going to multiply all 3 terms by x. So when I do that, x times 1 is just x. This minus, this x is going to cancel with that x. I'm just going to bring down that 1 times x plus 7 over, and then here it's all being multiplied, so I'm going to make that 7x times x plus 7. Then we just got to simplify the numerator and see if we can cancel anything. So in the numerator, we're going to need to distribute that -1. So we got x minus 7 over our 7x times x plus 7. Don't distribute the bottom because it's in factored form, and we're hoping that something will cancel. All right, then we can combine like terms. X minus x is 0. So we have -7 over 7x times x plus 7. Well, I can't do anything else in my numerator. My denominator is already factored, so can I cancel anything? I actually can, because I have a 7 in the numerator and this 7 in the denominator, which leaves me with a negative on top and then x times x plus 7 on bottom. Now, I can't just have a negative on top. What am I going to have to put there? We're going to have to put a 1 for the placeholder. So this could be our answer. They could also ask us to distribute the denominator. So if we do that, we would have x squared plus 7x. That could be an answer. And they could also take that negative, instead of it being on the top, they could put it in the middle. So they could do this as -1 over x squared plus 7x. Either of those answers are acceptable. And that's what we do to solve complex rational expressions.